Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Wednesday the 6th, and today was a beautiful day outside. Started off nice and cool, warmed up nicely, sun was shining most of the day. Off and on it rained throughout the day, but it was that real weird, light, misty rain that wasn't too bad at all. We had a couple times it kind of tried to downpour a little bit, but not too bad. Kept the temperature down, to be completely honest with you. I was actually enjoying the rain, kept the dust down, all that good stuff. So had a handful of things, got taken care of, just general life stuff. End up getting that all knocked out pretty early and kind of just relaxed a little bit today. I don't know, I took like a little weird, like an hour off in the middle of the day doing nothing, and it felt pretty good to do that. And then I took off, had to do some errands to run, went out for my little run itself and knocked out another 10 miles plus today, knocked out 10 plus yesterday, so it felt pretty good to do that. And as I was driving there, I had the wipers going and stuff, so when it really kind of first started raining as I was heading out to go run, and part of me had said, hold off, it looks like it might clear up, and then part of me thought, just run my mile, keep my run streak alive, and then just call it a day and run longer when it's not raining and stuff. And I thought, you know what, screw it. I've already got my hydro pack full of water for Bruce also and for me. But I said, you know what, piss on it. I'm just going to go ahead and go run. I'm not in a big hurry. I'm not, trying to run fast today and that kind of stuff. And one of the things I've been doing in the preparation for trying to clear my mind for my much longer runs coming up, my 50-miler coming up in September and that kind of stuff, is I'm trying to train myself to do the run-walk method. And I keep forgetting to set my phone or set my watch and also take my Gym Boss timer, either one of those out there. So my new theory is I'm basically running the first mile or two, just running it. It ain't that big a deal. But then from there on out, if I'm running long, is I'm trying to basically power hike the hills and walk the hills, basically, I guess, lack of a better term, and then run the downs and the flat areas. So if there's a hill that looks like you kind of feel yourself kind of really digging in and kind of lean forward and kind of fight to get up the hill, I'm catching myself saying to hell with it and just walking the damn thing. Because in the numbers I've looked at and some of my past training with that one, some hillier runs I've done, the extra energy I waste to get to the top of the hill, that I get there 35, maybe a minute faster. Usually it's like 35 seconds, sometimes 20 seconds with a short hill faster than if I'd walked it. And the best part of it is I'm exhausted at the top, where if I power hike, I get my heart rate back down. I get to kind of compose myself. I take a drink of water and have myself a nice little energetic thing at the top of the hill to then continue on with the run. So it seems to be working pretty good for me. I know when I get to Kansas for the Lawrence, Kansas Hawk Trail 50-miler coming up in September, I'm going to definitely want to be in the mindset of walking these hills is not going to kill me. Because I remember last year when I did the marathon there, I kept thinking, run, 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 it's a marathon. And I found myself really beat up at the top of some of those hills, and I didn't have the energy to continue on at the speed of the flatter stuff I would have liked to have. So my theory here is I just got to keep my mind wrapped around it, that I'm not going to lose enough time to really be hurting that bad in order to just power hike / walk the hills. So definitely that's my A race this year. Not that I'm concerned about going fast at all. I just want to survive that 50-miler. It'll be my first 50-miler, so I'm kind of focusing a lot of my energy on it. I've got a half marathon coming up next weekend, I think it is. Not a couple days from now, but the weekend after, like the 16th or whatever the heck that is. So hopefully that goes well. If the weather's not crazy hot, I should have a good run. I've got a friend of mine running it. We're going to run together. I don't know if we're actually running together. I don't think we are. I think they're going to race their race. I'm going to race my race, which their half marathon time is a bit faster than mine. So I'm hoping they're okay with just go ahead and running their own race and putting in their best time, and then I'll see them at the end. So definitely we'll see what happens in that whole process, and that's what happens. Because if I have to try and run with them, I think I'm holding them back. I'm going to feel really bad in that whole process. So I always kind of like to not hold somebody back, although like in training it's better to have somebody a little bit faster than you, because it keeps you pushing yourself, all the time. But I don't want during a race for somebody to hold back on me, and I definitely can't keep up at their pace for a full 13.1 miles. So that right there is definitely something that we'll see what happens coming up on it. But from there, headed back, and as I was making my loops, there's like a I don't know, it's like a 3.5 mile loop, the top loop I make, which technically the trail's still closed for the year, but there's a 1.5 mile loop at the bottom, and I end up making a loop yesterday, and then I made a bunch of loops in the bottom and kind of ran around town just a little bit. This time I made 2 full loops around both chunks, the 3.5 mile loop and the 1.5 mile loop. And because they kind of tie together, I didn't have the full 5 in each one because there was like that weird cutout. So I ended up running a little bit past it and ended up making an extra bottom loop, but no big deal. I saw a woman up there just kind of in a shelter house, kind of weird, and I was out there for a couple hours, and like they were laying down, it was raining on them, they come in the shelter house and some weird crap, and as I was leaving, they'd walked down the trail towards one of the spillways there by Lower Res, and I pulled over and I'm like, are you all right? I mean, they looked lost almost. They looked almost a bit homeless. I looked like they were in their 30s, whatever. And she came over and she goes, "No, I'm just pissed off and blah blah and stuff." And she supposedly was supposed to be meeting her man there at like 10:30 in the morning, and it was, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He still wasn't there yet, and she was complaining and bitching because she was out of cigarettes and he was supposed to be bringing her cigarettes. So I told her, I said, well, cigarettes will kill you. You need to get off that crap, and also it helps save your pocketbook. So I felt bad for her, but she seemed like she had somebody supposedly still coming. She was just bitching that he was taking this long. So I don't know what kind of plans, and the whole, my man supposed to be coming thing kind of threw me off, and I was like, whatever. So I don't know, at least I did my attempt to ask if they needed something. So I thought, hell, if you need, a bottle of water or something or some food, I got both that in the car. And I went ahead and basically she said that she had somebody supposedly coming sometime, and who knows. So I'm hoping she's not still out there, because it's a little chilly tonight if you're sleeping out with nothing. So they'll get it figured out. If nothing else, she had a smartphone in her hand. She'd call somebody, I guess, if she still had a charger. So that's all I got for today. I felt like at least I made my attempt in case something was wrong. If they were, I didn't know what could have happened. Maybe their car broke down somewhere and they're, hitchhiking in, or who knows what. So that's all I have for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.